Когда мы приехали на территорию, чтобы оценить перспективы,
When we first came here to assess the potential and think about a concept to attract tourists,
основную цель, да,
I immediately felt the ecological energy of this place. How quiet, atmospheric and harmonious it is.
этой
You
территории
truly become one with nature.
тихо, атмосферно, гармонично, сливаешься с природой.
Я люблю природу. Здесь
I love nature. It's fresh and beautiful here, not like being in the city breathing exhaust fumes. As you can see, it's a real forest, and most importantly, we love what we do.
то, что мы всегда
We don't want to give it up. We're always together and we support each other, even in the toughest times. Maybe that's why everything works out so well and so easily.
И это и все и хорошо, и легко становится.
Поэтому к нам пришла идея именно развивать
That's why we decided to build our concept around wellness and unity with nature.
То есть мы хотели, чтобы
We wanted people to come here to enjoy the fresh air, the silence and wellness treatments,
оздоровить,
to watch the deer and truly connect with nature.
смотреть на оленей, сливаясь с природой, как я уже говорила.
6 years ago, these entrepreneurs launched a tourism project where the wild nature of Burabai meets comfortable recreation. They had a clear concept and a detailed plan to develop the land next to a red deer nursery. Their extensive experience was a guarantee of success, with dozens of tours and international expeditions behind them. Their goal was to create a hospitable destination near a unique nature reserve and turn it into one of the most soulful places in the region.
Работали с многими национальными парками и локациями туристическими, такими как
We've worked with many national parks and tourist destinations like Burabai, the Falcon Mountains.
мы тоже туда
We've taken so many tourists there.
экспедиции совершали.
And the Seletinsky Canyon, we were among the very first to bring tourists and lead expeditions there, usually 2 or 3 days long.
Например,
So we had a lot of offers to go into local tourism in the Akmola region,
парка
especially around Burabai National Park.
Боровом,
But when this location in Boravoye was offered to us, we chose it without hesitation,
национального масштаба,
because this is a resort of national importance.
регионов, ну и иностранных
People come here from all over Kazakhstan and from abroad too.
нашей страны, лицо
You could say this is the face of our country, the face of our tourism. And we really wanted to contribute to make our resort more attractive.
привлекательным.
The area around Qazaqstan is famous for its healing air, stunning nature, and unique atmosphere. This is where the family decided to build their business. But the journey was far from easy. Like any business, it came with its own challenges and obstacles. And that's the real strength of a family business. Every decision is made together, carefully thought through. The couple had to leave their comfortable life in the capital and move here to start something new. At that point, the tourist complex, which had been around for over 10 years, was a complex in name only. It was clear that bringing it back to life, creating modern comforts, and attracting tourists would take a huge amount of work.
Когда мы пришли сюда, на территории, конечно,
When we first arrived, it was really hard to start from scratch. The hotel wasn't insulated.
жизнь словно
It felt like life had completely stopped here.
первый год даже ночевали.
The first year, we even had to sleep in our winter coats, in down jackets and fur coats, right in the rooms.
Видеть изнутри все, что
We needed to experience every problem from the inside to see what needed to be fixed. It was tough, of course. We had to give this place its own style, and we already knew what it would be. Unity with nature, wellness and healing. So we started from zero. We insulated the existing buildings and redecorated everything to match our brand and our concept. I remember I personally carried branches from the forest and made chandeliers, made decorations, trying to create a stylish interior that would remind our guests, wherever they are in the complex, that they are in the forest, surrounded by nature.
Где они здесь очутятся, что они все-таки в лесу, что они среди природы.
It is worth noting that in developing the tourism potential of the Burabai resort, the entrepreneurs set out from the very beginning to make the region more attractive for tourists and to take effective use of its investment opportunities. There was a time when few people knew about this place. Today, this tourism complex ranks among the top 3 in the entire resort area. However, its owners don't hide the fact that they had to overcome many obstacles to achieve this success.
Сложность была в том, что
The second major challenge was attracting tourists when we only had 6 rooms. We set ourselves a task not just to maintain the complex, not just to find the money to keep it running,
содержать.
to pay rent and utilities, and those are considerable sums for a territory this size.
И, конечно же, мы
Of course, we also had to make a profit to generate revenue after investing and implementing our development strategy.
Поэтому, конечно, мы выработали себе стратегию не только заполнять,
So we developed a strategy not just to fill the rooms, but to create various tourism programs, so people would come to us for excursions as well.
то есть задача
Since we are developing in the concept of agritourism,
сельского туризма
rural tourism, our task was to show not only nature, but also our cultural identity,
культурную,
our gastronomic heritage, our way of life.
наш быт.
So there were many tasks, and we started to tackle them step by step.
Ну, и мы постепенно начали все это выполнять.
From the very beginning, the entrepreneurs built close cooperation with local tour operators and health resorts, developing comprehensive recreation programs for guests of all ages. They paid special attention to promoting national culture, ethnic programs, modern design solutions, and new leisure formats appeared here. All of this not only increased the tourist appeal of Burabai, but also made it possible to reveal the region's potential in a new way, making its tourist map even more diverse and attractive.
Самые сложные
We have been through the most difficult 3 years. Now we cooperate with almost all travel agencies and guides, not only local ones, but also from other cities, including Astana. People now come to us for antler therapy not only from Astana, but also from Shymkent, Almaty, Aktau, from all over the country. Today our complex offers various types of services. We have excursions to see the red deer, tea ceremonies in yurts, archery, various masterclasses, accommodation and meals. And of course the main focus of a place where red deer live is antler therapy, wellness and healing. Many people come here specifically to improve their health for 5 days, for 7 days, and they take antler therapy treatments. We have a medical building here with a rehabilitation doctor and nurses who carry out procedures using red deer antlers.
процедуры, связанные с пантами моралов.
Здесь у нас отдыхающий лежит на процедурах. После
Our guest has just finished the herbal steam barrel. The body is warmed up and we now move on to the applications, from the neck and collar zone down to the lower back and major joints.
воротниковой зоны, поясничный отдел, все суставы.
We cover the guest with a blanket to keep the warmth in, and at the same time we do rejuvenating treatments for the face and décolleté.
Лицо и на зону декольте.
This way we saturate the body with beneficial microelements. Our compound penetrates directly through the skin into the muscles and joints, improves blood circulation and metabolism. And after that we add physiotherapy, electrotherapy, magnetotherapy and different types of massage. This is how we achieve the best results in rehabilitation.
Вот таким образом мы достигаем положительных результатов, положительных эффектов в нашей реабилитации.
Today, at the Wellness Complex at the foot of picturesque Qazaqstan, guests are offered therapeutic baths, steam inhalations, saunas, various types of massage, and treatments based on red deer antlers. Many years ago, a red deer nursery was created here. The noble deer quickly adapted to local conditions, and today this direction is successfully developing in Burabai. According to the entrepreneurs, they rely on the experience of Eastern medicine, where such practices have been used for centuries. That's why the main focus is on wellness. At the same time, doctors are developing new treatment programs and creating natural products: honey, Antler-based remedies, soap, salt, and herbal teas from local medicinal herbs.
Все олени, которые здесь,
I want to say right away that all the deer that live here are not our private deer. They are under the protection of the Burabai National Park.
они следят за ними, они
The park rangers look after them, they feed them.
и другие
There is a veterinarian on staff and other employees of the deer farm.
сосуществуют,
So we all coexist on the same territory, helping each other.
заготавливают им
The national park staff prepares grain, oats, hay, birch brooms and leaves for them in advance.
листья.
Мороводческое хозяйство
The
содержит
deer farm has been here since 2008. They brought the deer here and have been breeding them. This is managed by the State National Park. We are in a kind of joint management. We also keep an eye on everything here to make sure it's all in order for safety, cleanliness, fire safety, and so on.
и мусора, пожарной безопасности.
Red deer were brought to the territory of Burabai National Park from East Kazakhstan region. To the delight of specialists, the animals adapted quickly. They began to have offspring and the herd grew every year. Today there are about 300 red deer here. Largely thanks to this, the tourism complex has become even more attractive to guests. Last year alone, it was visited by more than 50,000 tourists, a result considered a major achievement here.
Если первый год к нам приезжало
In
порядка
our first year, we had around 5,000 to 7,000 tourists for the whole year.
то к пятому
But by the fifth year, we managed to increase that number significantly, up to 50,000. In summer especially, we see 200 to 300 tourists coming every day, sometimes even more.
200-300 человек, а бывает и больше.
This is how the entrepreneurs directly support the national park. A route permit is issued for each group of tourists and a fee is paid for every guest. The complex emphasizes that these funds help cover current expenses and develop the Red Deer Nursery.
Национальный парк, он несет
The national park bears the costs of maintaining the deer farm.
хозяйства
And we, of course, bear the costs of maintaining the complex itself.
самого комплекса.
The operation of the buildings, the territory, cleaning, decoration, staff. There are a lot of expenses in this field.
Очень много затратных моментов.
Now we can afford to increase our employees' salaries to develop the territory according to our concept on a much larger scale than before. For example, right now you can see that we are building a cafe on the territory for tourists who come to see the deer.
Для туристов, которые
We will have a coffee shop. We are expanding our store where we sell our eco-products.
мы продаем,
Now we will have a warehouse, a workshop and a store all under one roof, with much better conditions than before.
мне
So every time when we spend money and make a profit, we still reinvest it into the further development of the complex.
развитие комплекса.
Another pride of the complex is the Ethno Village, created to immerse guests in the history, traditions, and culture of the Kazakh people. Visitors are treated to vibrant show programs. Professional writers and artists recreate ancient rituals, national games, and the atmosphere of nomadic life. Everything is provided for tourists. You can try on traditional costumes, have a photo shoot, and truly feel the spirit. The main attraction of the Ethno Village is the interactive alley called the Path of the Nomads. During the tour, guides take guests along this picturesque route, telling them about human life from birth, about family values, crafts, and the wisdom of ancestors. Each stage of history is accompanied by apt proverbs and sayings, helping to better understand the worldview of the people. And the book ends with a story about the fundamental concepts of spiritual life, Jitiata and Jitikazina. This is how the ethno village has become not just a recreation area, but a living cultural and educational space where national heritage is carefully preserved.
Люди узнают
They will take away a lot of new knowledge from here and a piece of our culture.
частичку.
That's why we developed an excursion here.
Работали здесь
People come and they can see different types of yurts, from wooden ones to modern metal ones,
деревянных до современных.
even a yurt on a cart.
От юрты
We have a potter here who gives master classes in pottery, in craftsmanship.
к гончарному искусству, ремеслу.
And as part of the excursion, people always have tea with barosaks in a yurt
Люди пьют чай,
and take a master class in frying barosaks.
проходят мастер-класс пожарки баурсаков.
Today, the resort is very popular among tourists. Guests come here on excursion routes from almost all regions of Kazakhstan, as well as from abroad, from the CIS countries, Europe, America, and Africa. A couple of years ago, a large-scale festival called The Spirit of the Nomads was held here. However, this is far from the only major event organized in the complex to attract tourists. Another equally vibrant event is the Drive Forum Festival.
Ежегодно у нас был
Every year we had the Drive Forum Festival, a festival for other travelers.
мы
We
давали
provided the territory and co-organized this festival. Jeepers and caravanners from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and other countries came to take part.
приезжали, чтобы поучаствовать в этом
And
фестивале.
a particular source of pride was the festival we held a couple of years ago right here on the site of the ethno village.
Это
The
цивилизация,
civilization of nomads, when 800 people from 85 countries came to learn about the culture of the nomadic people.
культурой кочевого народа.
It was truly a celebration for several days in a row when they arrived in groups and starting right from the bus.
Группами
Our people were working with them, taking them to different locations.
отводили их на локации.
It would have been much more difficult for the couple to go through this journey without mutual support. Radik has always been there, supporting every initiative of his wife. Later, together, living their regular jobs in the city, they dedicated themselves to developing this project. Today, Radik Ashimov oversees the economic activities and management of the complex, making a significant contribution to its further development.
Я чувствую опору. Я чувствую,
Yes, I feel supported. I feel that support. Before, when I started alone, all the questions came to me, everyone turned to me,
как бы обращались к
waited for decisions and answers from me.
решению ответов. То есть
Now, of course, many people go to my husband. Almost all issues are now resolved with him.
общаются с супругом.
Мы с супругой друг к другу относимся на...
No, my wife and I treat each other more like friends and partners, and that's how it happens. Sometimes we only talk about work, and at some point we catch ourselves and say, maybe let's stop talking about work, let's talk about family, as they say, and we know how to switch. So that's probably why it's easy.
Да. Поэтому, наверное, это и легко.
Главный плюс семейного
The main advantage of a family business, I think, is first of all that you are together, you go hand in hand, you are both involved in all the processes.
вы
You
зарабатываете
earn together for your own family, you are each other's support,
опорой. Ну и вы
and you both understand that you are moving towards one result. You probably have more in common with your spouse.
с супругом, то есть
Besides your family relationship, you also have a working relationship.
отношения.
In a family, an atmosphere of mutual understanding and support is important, especially when it comes to raising children. Radik and Khalida try to involve their children in the family business, showing by their own example the value of hard work. According to the entrepreneurs, this is how children learn to work, adopt their parents' experience, and understand that goals can only be achieved through hard work and perseverance. However, Khalida has her own view on her children's future. Whatever their choice may be, the main thing for her is that they become true professionals in their field.
Каждый родитель
I think every parent, especially one who is in business, wants their children to get involved and eventually continue the business. I think we all have some kind of idea that you want to leave a trace, to leave a mark. And when you do this work and you succeed, of course you want your children to continue it.
Конечно, хочется, чтобы дети...
But I still consider myself a more democratic mother.
Считаю, что я такая...
I don't want to force my children to follow my path, because everyone has their own path.
по моему пути,
If my child wants to go into IT or another field, of course he should follow his own path.
или другой
Our only goal is for them to learn how to work in general, to learn the right approach to work.
чтобы они научились в целом работать